Hello, my name is Luca, and I want to be a rally driver. And the first step to become a rally driver is the Introduction to Rally course. The name speaks for itself, really. You learn theory, safety, and most important of all, you get to drive a car. And not just any car, the Ford Escort Mark II. I'm doing this course at Rally School Ireland in Monaghan, which is one of the 2 places in Ireland where you can have it done. Now, if you're thinking of doing it yourself, stay tuned as I will explain what to expect. Now, as I said, you do have to learn a bit of theory beforehand because there is a test which you don't have to worry about at all. It's the easiest thing ever, but it does help to study a bit because I overstudied, but this stuff can actually help you for the future. So if you want to overstudy, go ahead. If you don't want to, go ahead as well. There's also a video made by Motorsport Ireland to help you understand a bit more how rally works and will help you in your theory test. Now, they will show you this video during the course, but I do recommend watching it beforehand as well. When the time came to drive, I was so excited. This was going to be the first time I properly drove a car. I have before, but it was in our field in France and I wasn't going too fast. I was pretty confident that I'd drive pretty well, but I was just worried about starting the car as that's not a strong point for me. My clutch control is horrible when it gets to getting the car going from a standstill. So yeah, I was a bit stressed about that. So let's see how this session goes. Right, so not really the best start, stalling the car first thing, but I mean we are here to learn. That is one thing I have to improve on. But here you see I'm not bad on the corner, doing a little bit of drifting because I am just getting used to the car. This is the first time, so drifting a little bit there. That was definitely not intentional. I did not want to do that on my first lap. So obviously I had an instructor beside me telling me what to do, and one of the things he said was 1 brake, 1 turn and 1 accelerate. Now I was quite struggling with that in the 1 turn because it's important to turn smoothly here. You can get away with not turning smoothly on gravel because sometimes you really need to do that, but here it was part of the assessment where you had to turn smoothly. And that I was struggling with on the first few laps. Same for accelerate once. Sometimes on the exit you need to accelerate a bit more like you feel like it. Yeah, so I was struggling with those 2, but the 1 brake was fine. So another thing I was struggling with was shifting gears. So it's a H pattern shifter, but the throws between the gears are really short. So when you move out of 1 gear, it immediately feels like you're back in neutral before you slot into the next one. And there's not much feedback. So it kind of feels like you're in neutral the whole time you're shifting, which threw me off. And yes, I did ask ChatGPT to summarize that because I could not explain it myself. So yeah, that was pretty much the first session done out of 3. As I said, I was struggling a bit with the gears, but the overall driving felt fine and it was an amazing experience. Like, I'm telling you right now, oh my god, how cool it felt to drive an actual car around the track. So you can see there I'm really taking it slow with starting the car because, as I said, I do struggle with that and I did not want to stall the car again because that would not look good. So you can hear there I'm starting to change the gears, which I was still getting used to there, so it's quite tricky to change them, but that's how learning works, and I was improving compared to the first session, that's for sure. So you can see there I'm starting to get quite quicker compared to the first session. So you can see here, I was kind of distracted, and that's because instead of downshifting to second, I somehow kept downshifting to fourth, and this happened to me quite a few times during the session. So yeah. That was the second session over. So there's one more left. So for this session I'm not putting any music, just so you can hear the car properly, and I will show you the full session. So you can see here I'm still quite struggling with starting the car, but I am not stalling it, so that's fine. That little red car, there's like an 8-year-old kid in there, but luckily he went in because otherwise I would have had to do a lot of overtakes. So you can see there I'm starting to get really quick in that chicane, which is pretty good. Not using the handbrake on that turn because the instructor would have told me to do it, or I don't know if he would have done it probably, because the handbrake was positioned more so on his side and pointing towards him, which was kind of weird. But you can see I'm getting the hang of the gears now and of the corners. Here I'm sliding a bit. The instructor kept telling me to stop with the sideways action, in a nice way obviously, but I couldn't help it there because it's actually hard not to slide in that corner. And somebody did put some dirt on the track there, which the instructor was telling me to stay away from, but at some point I hit one of the rocks and I could feel it in the suspension there, a little drift as well. Again, didn't mean to, but it's hard not to on that corner. I got a bit distracted here because the instructor was talking to me and I decided to look at him, which you should always do when driving in a car. And here I must have upshifted into fourth instead of second and then tried to go back to second and something happened. But damn, that was a cool, wow, I wouldn't say cool, but I nearly exploded the engine. Not literally, hopefully, but yeah. Had to do a little overtake here because I was catching up to the police car. Obviously it's not a real police car, it's just for show. But yeah, a little overtake there, cutting the corners. Love to see it. Now you might have heard another Ford Escort there in the last clip with the rev much higher than me, which I've only noticed now, and I think that's because when you do this course the instructor doesn't write you, there's another fourth gear, upshift instead of downshifting to second. But as I was saying, the instructor grades you not on how fast you drive, but on how well you apply what you've learned in the classroom beforehand to the track. So I was doing that as I was told, and I wanted to pass, so I didn't want to crash or spin out or do anything stupid as well. And that was pretty much it. After that, I had the theory test, which I passed everything. So now I can officially apply for a license. But before, I need to join Motorsport Ireland affiliated club, which I haven't done yet. But that's the next step. And once I get my license, I'm gonna aim to have my first rally in August or October, because those are the last two rallies, the only two rallies actually that I could do this year, because they are the last two rallies of the junior championship. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you want to follow me on my journey. I will be filming my first rally and my progress, and hopefully I will have onboards, because there I didn't manage to get some. But for my first rally, I will definitely make sure to have onboard footage. And yeah, I'll see you then.